anybody here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Friday House. I know I have not been very active stream-wise or video-wise lately, but here we are again with another Bros Chat. Everybody's backstage, so I'm going to hurry this up. Everybody knows the rules. No drama, no name-calling, be nice, common sense stuff, no politics. Respect the moderators, which most of them are on this stream here tonight. No spamming or trolling, community spamming only. If you're in the community, go ahead, say what you got to say. Of course, the warnings: first is verbal, second you get muted, third kicked or banned, moderator's choice on all this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the guys up here. Hey, Michael, Ryan, and Mr. Prism, how y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Done with this flu stuff. Done with it.
Hey, James.
Oh.
Nice hat, Prism, I gotta say.
Yes,
it's
Better than mine.
yeah, I saw the previous one, and we actually used the previous one to hold screws. We had to take apart the microwave because there was a mouse in it, so I wanted to keep the screws in the screws in a good place. So I had to offer my tinfoil hat up for that. So I made a new one.
So what you're saying is you don't have a screw loose.
No, my microwave did.
All right. So in the chat we have the Paranormal Engineer. How you doing, Mason? Central Mass Paranormal Society. Thank you so much for showing up here. Let's see. Jody Music. Got a gnat in here. Anyway. Jody Music. Steve from Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Thank y'all both so much for showing up. Don't see anybody else here so far, but Scared Little Raven, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Just making burgers. Be right back. All right. Heck of a hat. I love it. Ozzy Cat, thank you for showing up. Let's see. Cheryl King, long time no see. I have not seen that name in a while. Good to see you. Alrighty. So tonight is basically yes.
Cheers.
Touche.
Hey, I have a question for you guys. Do your bottles also have the caps like this, that it's stuck to the ring?
I haven't seen one like that yet.
Sometimes they do.
Ours usually untwist at the top, like so.
Because if I drink it like this, I turn into a clown.
Tinfoil hat.
Miss Prism. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see you back there.
you see a little bit of her right there.
I see the hoodie. All right, so tonight is basically open mic night. Everybody can ask questions. I do have a trivia program that I was working on. It is in beta mode, so I might bring that out later. We'll see how that goes.
I got to try it with him, and it's great. So
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's designed to be fun. But we'll
Is it
get to
general
that.
knowledge or?
General paranormal. It could be. It's got topics ranging
Correct.
from stuff like literature, movies, folklore, locations, just everything.
God.
Ah, nice.
There you go. Hey, Candy, thank you for showing up. Carla, thank you for showing up as well. Good to see you. Yeah, I like this on Raystream. Whenever I click on a comment, it grays it out so it shows that I've already clicked on it. It's pretty awesome.
I can actually read some of the stuff when you show that, and usually the StreamYard, I can't see any of the comments.
StreamYard's fonts are really small. That's why, I really wish it had two simple adjustments to it. I wish it had the reverse camera mode like it does on a standard YouTube live, and I also wish it had enlarged font size. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one's pretty customizable on here. But all right, so me and Mr. Prism were talking about something on Raw Side Paranormal's Laura's stream the other day. We were on the subject of what all can we detect. Now we're not talking about we as humans, because the stuff that they detect from NASA, the government and stuff, okay, they've got the funding. They have huge detectors that we will never get our hands on or have access to. So as far as consumer products, that's our level as consumer products, what can we detect? What were your thoughts on that, Mr. Prism?
Well, I wish we had access to more sensitive tools or a wider variety of things. For now, yeah, just get the best that you can get. That's and I know it sounds pretty basic, but any microphone is better than no microphone. Any camera is better than no camera at all. And of course, I wish we had. Well, I mean, Geiger counters are affordable, but they are still pretty expensive. But yeah, cost a wide net if you're going to do this stuff. And I really wish we had access to the stuff like neutrino detectors and maybe even particle colliders. But yeah, that's also very expensive to run those things. So hey.
Right. What do you think about it, Michael?
can you repeat the question again?
Oh, never mind.
As far as the stuff that we can get, ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, the consumer products that we can get, we can only detect so many different things with it. What's your experience with that?
Oh, okay. Well, honestly, while investigating paranormal wise, I've noticed that all the tools that I tried, like the mini RIM pods or the RIM pods themselves, EMF meters, don't exactly detect what they're gonna say that they detect. They usually just pick up on the earth and stuff around it. So that rules out film detecting ghosts, in my opinion. So that's pretty much what I learned over the years.
Ryan, you've done a lot of hunting in the fort, not far from where you are. What are your thoughts?
I don't think we need the equipment REM pod K2. What we should be looking for is actually straight evidence, disembodied footsteps, stuff like that. But there are a few items I do see a little more interesting. I'm like, there's that can capture, or there's an aura camera. If you could set that up in a haunted area, maybe we could capture with that type of pretty expensive.
Mhm.
Be a hard setup because I think you're supposed to set it up and hook the person up to it so that, or have a background where it's, a black, like blank screen behind them
Right.
to
Well,
be able to
it's
see
a
their what.
plate. Yeah, it's a plate.
Right.
They set stuff on the plate.
So that'd be hard to set up, but I do think that type of technology we could use to actually image a spectral anomaly. There are other things that people like have used in the past, but then that gets pseudoscience and some other things. There's, out of body experience remote viewing. That Keserov mirror experiment was very
Mhm.
interesting to me. Once they set that up, what they said happened for hours was anyone that went near the machine would have experiences of paranormal type activity or sudden panic attacks. Extreme. So maybe that machine is producing that type of frequency and causing some stuff, or helping the paranormal to come through, and you're actually feeling the effects of that. There's a lot. Some stuff is not
Yeah.
possible to be able to use. Obviously, Hadron Collider, some of these neutron detectors down in Antarctica, all that type of stuff, extremely expensive. I do think man-rated equipment probably the best. That's why I have the
Mhm.
bell. It's just a desk bell, or the music box with a turn handle. I'm hoping for actual evidence of objects moving or the real stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, having a true experience. Something I was thinking about the other day is even when you get something like that. Uh, hey, Laura, thank you for coming in. Even when you get something like that, if you get it recorded on video, if record anything, get any kind of video, pictures, whatever, no matter what you present, it will never be accepted as proof or any kind of evidence
Mhm.
because there's so many fakers out there. This isn't the fault of the debunkers. This is the fault of the fakers calling everything into question. If nobody told a lie, there would be no. I mean, debunking would just be part of it, and everybody to be honest about it. Yeah. But
Natural occurrences can seem like a paranormal, and paranormal can sometimes seem like a natural occurrence. So,
yeah. And as far as consumer products, we're either picking up some part of the electromagnetic field, light, radio waves, EMF. It's all either electric charge, which ion counters and Geiger counters would fall under that as charge. Maybe not so much Geiger counters, but close enough. Ion counters, radio detectors, all of that. It's EMF. Everything's EMF. Light
yeah,
detection, that's part of EMF. Cameras, that's part of EMF. Infrared. Um, so we're either getting that or we're picking up acoustic. Vibration sensors, any kind of vibration going through anything, that's all considered sound. All acoustics. And both of them uses waves and frequencies. So it's not really detecting these waves. We already know the waves are there. It's the information on the waves that we want to really get into. And that's why I'm always saying we need equipment that's going to show you numbers. It's going to show you data. It's going to show you what's modulated in that wave. We don't have enough
that's
of that.
why I like when you guys have like EVPs, or check something, you can actually go through the actual like sonograph of what is on the frequency, what you're hearing, and if it's similar to a
Yeah.
voice of a person, to like even just the wavelength of what you're seeing for that noise that happened. Even and there was not. It's another thing when you experience too. Once you're in
Mm-hmm.
front of it and you're experiencing it and you hear it yourself, is a much different experience. And if somebody else was there with you, or if you had multiple cameras set up and recorders set up in a certain area to show different viewpoints, that's what I want to work on. I did just get a new camera, so I can probably do
Mm-hmm.
two different viewpoints. I do want a new recorder. I want multiple recorders to be able to pick up some of this. In the past, I know I had a weird paranormal experience, but it's just me and a camera, and it's not that useful. It's great for me because I know what happened, and it's but it's not the same if I had multiple angles and proof on different recorders.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
it
You
gets
might
honestly
be able
think
to
that
get
we
the-
need to go back to the old days, kind of like on when it comes to EVPs and recordings. Like back in the days, ghost hunters didn't use like any fancy gizmos and stuff. They just like focused with the tools that they had at the time. I honestly think that we need to go back to doing that sort of stuff instead of like what people see
it
nowadays
simple.
on YouTube.
Well,
Yeah, because even the old equipment. Go ahead, Ryan.
I have all my stuff. I'll even set this up and sit it here and see if anything happens.
Okay.
That's
Are
the
you-
funny thing. Whenever I carried something on an investigation, not a single time would a device go off for me when I asked it to, or when I asked something to.
Still think this is my best bet. Just this. That's this little silly thing. Is if that ever goes off,
That was
I don't
bloody
think
loud.
it ever will.
Oh,
Ryan's bell is kind of like my version of this. When I go to places that have Civil War history, I bought a replica pistol,
Oh,
and
nice.
my theory
oh,
is
that's cool.
if like ghosts can open up doors and stuff, right? And cabinets, they should be able to produce enough energy. Sorry, Kenny, if you're listening in on this. But they should be able to produce enough energy to, like I said, cock this back or like click it. So
Maybe. That's it. No, that'd be a lot of energy.
mhm.
Well, according to a lot of and this is something I study it because I find it so fascinating. Don't know if I believe all of it or not. I'm a very skeptical believer. Let me put it like that. Very skeptical. But according to near-death experience and whatnot, this reality is thought responsive. So it's not that they really have energy. Take your drink. It's not really about energy. It's about how pure the thought is, according to them. Whether or not that's true, I got no clue.
Keep drinking this Gatorade, y'all. You're gonna make me pull a Jeff after leaving the stream like 3
Michael has
times.
the interesting thing with the just a yogi with the meditation. I have found meditation does help.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it does. Let's see.
I do
I
have
gotta respond to something.
this too. This is temperature outside, Mel meter. It's okay. This is an old school one, but is it going to do much for a paranormal investigation? I don't really think much. Mel's can go up. It wouldn't really mean much to me. I think that's just atmospheric. These are telling temperature. Now, if the whole bunch, maybe that's weird, but Mel meter, I have it. It's a good little piece of equipment. REM pod, I'm still not sure on. I've been using it for years. I've tested the hell out of it. I've only had it go twice where when I was asking questions, it didn't go off for like half hour. Then it would actually go off. And only when I asked questions, when I stopped asking questions, it didn't go off anymore. So I found that interesting.
what was the REM pod again?
This
Oh,
thing.
it's yeah.
It's
Yeah.
around
Junior
right
Darwin.
here.
I'll put
Yeah,
it
it's
on and
just a
see if
junior
it does
therapy.
anything, but I doubt it. I lost my antenna
I
to
got
it.
one similar. Mine's kind of similar to Ryan, but it's not like. Hang on, I'll just go grab it real quick.
I think I lost my antenna to my REM pod probably on the last investigation. Oh crap! Whatever. I'll turn it on. We'll see if it does anything without the antenna.
It's airtight.
It's stuck in the bottom. But a lot of people, well, I don't really consider this that interesting. I think more of atmospheric. Another thing, like you say, it is just a basic theremin.
Yeah.
Unless you're asking a question and then it goes off and it hadn't done anything, and vibration, a strong wind can set this off.
Have you tested it with insects? I'm just thinking about this.
Yeah,
Just gather a bunch of fruit
actually,
flies and put a REM pod in there.
I've tied some toilet paper to a piece of string and touched the antenna, and it didn't go off. So it was kind of like
No,
a
but
moth.
I mean, toilet paper isn't will not deflect the EMF waves. But like insects are almost metallic, so I wonder, yeah, if you
It
get
has
close
to be
to it,
something conductive.
yeah, and I think insects are pretty conductive.
Right. So it might its own body warmth. So there are
Well,
different things that I've done with that. And up to it, really, you have to blow very hard.
Mine's not
I
as
figured this one. It's all very hard. Like, who knows? Let's see. Will you go off? Is there a ghost here?
Yeah, water. And you get it conductive, it can
Yep.
do it. Basically, what's happening with this REM pod is you have two oscillators inside of it. They're at a high frequency. I think they're around 30,000 hertz, something like that. Not quite radio wave, but not audible either. They're kind of in that gray area there. And this, it sets up a field around it, and the one oscillator stays at one frequency, doesn't change. The other one, it is connected to the antenna, and anything that reflects that wave back to it will change the secondary frequency. And when you get past a certain threshold of a difference in frequency, the light goes off or blinks or something like that. It's not showing you what that difference is. It's not showing you the gradient in change as something gets closer. It's just got a threshold somewhere in there that you don't know where it's at. So you don't really know what it's doing or how much of a change you have to put on it to get it to go off. That's the problem with this equipment. You're not seeing what's really going on. Now, if we could document exactly a number somehow on this and store it to like an SD card where you look at it later, now you're getting somewhere. I'd be okay with a REM pod if it could do that, but it doesn't do that. It doesn't show you anything.
I have heard you can block.
Exactly. Oh, apologies, dude.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say mine doesn't work exactly like Ryan's. Mine comes in a set of like 6, and the only time this damn thing has ever gone off, it detects motion is what it does pretty much. Because you got to physically touch this part right here in order to make the light go off like it is. So if anything like goes past this, like could be a bug or something, just it's pretty much like a airman, but it doesn't make noise or anything. But the only time that has ever gone off was when I was down at my grandparents' house, and we captured this orb on the Blink camera. And I was sitting there in the living room, in the kitchen with it, had it on the table, not near any type of electricity or anything, or electrical outlets or like electrical items. And then it just like made it go off. But it could have been a bug because from the looks of the orb, it didn't possess its own light like they usually do. It just looked like a piece of like a bug going by. So
Yeah, maybe. That's cool that you have separate little units that spread out in a field to actually like spread over an area. That's a good one. Those are really cool.
yeah, it was like on a budget thing. It was like on a budget buy. It was like I think 20 something bucks for a set of 6 of these things. I gave my cousin 4 because he was having stuff happening in his apartment. So
Expensive. I think that was like $80. So I don't suggest
Oh, damn.
getting that kind of stuff. Or even this was $100, and I bought this. I think the first year I went out, and I was interested to see if a radio could, communicate. I think maybe 3 or 4 times in the whole 7 years that I've been doing this, I've had interesting things on the radio. But is that luck? Is that just even coming through? I'll even put this to an AM station so that there's not much interference, but it was, I'll review again and again. I was sitting out in the woods of Bridgewater Travel. I'm asking questions. Probably an hour had gone by. I'm doing a live chat, and nothing had happened. And then I kept saying, "Will you say my name? Can you tell me your name? Can you say my name?" And it did say, "Hey Ryan," very clearly, and it freaked me out. I was brand new to investigating. Didn't think this was going to work at all, but interesting nonetheless. And if I'm the luckiest person ever, somebody on the radio said, "Hey Ryan," on an AM station. That type of stuff is weird. That doesn't, it's 1 in a billion chance or whatever.
That's the power of large numbers.
Mhm.
Right. It
Uh,
still could be. Leave the
right.
millimeter out.
How close does the millimeter need to be to the REM pod for the REM pod to go off?
That the pod or actually
right.
the lights behind me, the outlet, the TV. There's a TV over here. Nothing is gonna affect that stuff really. Even this millimeter, the LED lights is gonna do anything. Maybe if I put it right to the outlet, it might do something with the millimeter, but
I
it
know
won't.
if it was like cell phone wise, the cell phone itself can make it go off like from 15 feet. So I usually try and stand at least like 20 something feet away from it to just give it a clear distance.
These, if you have this anywhere near your phone, K2s are picking up an electrical signal. EMS, it's
Yeah.
not these. I don't really look to even if they go off. This is just to check your house if you.
Mhm.
Yeah, make sure your microwave's not leaking too much radiation, and that's really all they are good for. They're not good for
Yeah,
anything else.
you can find wires in the
Well,
walls.
Yeah, and that reminds me, Michael,
Mhm.
that one that you have, it's small size and having the one light, no, doesn't make any sound or anything, does it?
No, not at all. It just relies on movement.
Okay. Um, if you turn on like a lamp, put it near the cord, see if that light starts flashing, and that'll
Let's
tell
see.
me what kind of circuit's in it.
Let's see, shall we? Apologies for those that have light sensitivity.
Is that a low voltage wire? Because it would need to be a 110.
I have no idea what type of wire it is. It just came with it, so it's
Yeah, it would need to be 110 volt at least.
actually it does make it light up a little bit. So I just saw a little bit of blue pop up.
Okay. Yeah, that could just be you just take enough transistors and line them up in a Darlington circuit,
Mhm.
and it's just picking up charge from the air. That's all it's really picking up. It's
But not motion.
not
I
really.
thought it was motion at first because you have to actually physically touch it to like make it go off when I'm like sitting over here.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they'll do that. Another way to tell if it's that circuit is if you have like a nylon jacket or something and move it around a whole bunch, get some electric charge going. It'll flicker when you do that as well, if it's that circuit. So that kind of tells you what's going on with it. And knowing what your equipment does is really part of finding out what's going on. Most people that use these tools and go out there and say, "Oh, hey, it's this kind of a demon," they don't know how the circuit works. So
Ryan detected something. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm just touching it, see it's still working. I think things like this are actually a little more convincing. I haven't had it go off or anything, but manually operated devices like this one, it's just a music box. It literally is just a little. And
Yeah.
if this goes off, I will be incredibly happy. Simple tools like that, I think, can be a little more utilized in the field of paranormal. It's kind
That's
of
what I look forward to.
ridiculous to think.
Also,
Mhm.
just stuff like manually setting off and like or like objects moving. Cause like that one stream I did in My Strange Experience when this stick moved by itself with no vibrations or anything. Jonathan
Yeah, I
called
saw
me
that.
at like 11:45 at night. He was like, I could tell by the expression on your face that you had no idea that that was going on behind you. I was like, I did not know until my dad called me like right after the show. He's like, I saw your stick move. I was like, I thought it was when you were mentioning the hiking stick behind me, James. And I was like, probably when I was showing James the hiking stick because he asked about it. And then he was like, no, it moved by.
So what this makes me think. Um, Basically, you should like make a kinetic energy detector, like a trap or something like that, that you know that goes off or falls off something with very little energy. I don't know. Have you guys seen the ancient Chinese earthquake detector? It's like a vase with dragons with balls in their mouth, and when there was an earthquake, the balls would drop,
Yeah.
and then they know the something like that.
That's an interesting
It's
setup. That'd be cool.
Yeah, as far as kinetics, that's something I'd want to use kind of a seismic detecting circuit.
yeah.
That can convert it to, uh, well, like a wave file.
I mean,
something like that.
kinetic energy and seismic energy is practically the same. So
Yeah, it's all acoustics. It's physical vibration. That's all it is. The medium is irrelevant. It's kind of like this. I was
Micro or vibration.
like this thing I was experimenting with the other day. It's CD, iso element, and this whole thing just it picks up all vibrations whenever I set it down on the desk. It can actually hear the TV in the next room. So part of the experimentation.
That's cool. So you have gadgets that I should test.
I'm
One
working
gadget
on
that
it.
I want to get for like when I'm out in the woods is a parabolic mic, and I'm going to be getting enough money soon with this cell I'm working on where I can actually get one. So
I'm
Parabolic
working
mic
on
would be
one
good.
myself.
Yeah, there you go. Parabolic fish.
Solid glass. Yes,
Ooh.
it is a pot lid.
well, I mean, all you need is like a hard, dense, reflective surface.
That's what it is. So yeah, I'm working on stuff, and I'm not the only one working on stuff. APRF is also working on stuff, and I would like to get them on a live as well. I mean, they've got brilliant ideas.
Yeah, they do some really good tests on paranormal from what I've seen. They're great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm-
They did the
I'm here to-
infrasound test.
this is another little thing that I tried to carry with me. Kenny actually liked this idea so much that he said he was going to quote unquote borrow it from me. So
Yeah,
Simon,
it's a good idea.
my
Just a
theory is
button.
that my theory is if, like I said, a lot like the theory that I have with the gun thing over there, the spirits can move like objects and stuff. They should have enough force and energy to press a simple button like this, right?
Yeah,
You'd
if
think.
they can mop
Yeah,
or make
exactly.
footsteps.
I had to turn that off so James wouldn't get a copyright strike real quick.
They may complain because you brought up a toy pistol. I mean, you never know what they're going to complain about. I don't care if they do or not.
Maybe that thing looked old enough to not be a problem.
Maybe. It depends on what the AI is going to tell them, since AI is in charge of everything now. Have you thought about an analog TV like Mythos used? Well, if you're using any kind of consumer product like that is meant to pick up currently broadcasted information like radio stations or TV stations, you still have free-to-air stations. You're always going to run the risk of picking up something that's already being broadcasted. So how would you know if it's paranormal or not?
And you're also picking up a lot of microwave background radiation.
I was going to say, what about white noise machines instead of like the spirit radio? But that would still pick up. I'm not sure. Like if you left that on a TV.
Depends. The static on a TV is the microwave background radiation. So yeah, you might actually get something might intercept it. But just a white noise generator, having a machine that actually
Mhm.
just only produces white noise, yeah, that's a possibility.
Right.
But you need to make
That's what
sure
I
that
do
it
want to look
won't
into.
receive anything.
On a lot of the circuits, radio circuits, yeah, on a lot of the circuits, like he was saying, you get a lot of the CMB, cosmic background noise.
Yep.
A lot of it does actually come from the circuit itself. The oscillator itself can create enough noise. Most of the static comes from that, but some of it actually comes from outer space.
Speaking of
Another
outer
thing that I've
space,
seen.
what do you
I
guys
was
think
gonna
about
say
this UFO crap? Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm all about the UFO crap, but I was gonna say I've seen like also where people that don't like do like the white noise stuff and everything, but they sometimes also bring out the baby monitors like to use just to see if they can like pick anything up for like communication, which I think is
That's a
just
good idea, actually, too. Because that's a closed circuit, so it could pick up only other baby monitors.
If you have a baby monitor of the same making, I know there was a thing here in the Netherlands when I was young, that people would get like the baby phones, and they could get into the phones of other. Yeah, I mean, what happened was creepy old man just basically started talking to babies. So it's possible.
Right. Let's see. Rob has a good question. And the thing is, how do you know if it's paranormal? Like, how can you prove it is? If you're using consumer grade receiver components, any kind of radio receiver that we have, it's made to pick up something that's being transmitted. So you can't use that as proof. You any radio receiver, you're going to pick up radio. So forget radio receivers. You just can't use them. And even whenever you get down to something like infrasound level frequencies of EMF, they actually use this. The government actually uses these low frequencies to transmit to submarines under the water, because those low frequencies can actually penetrate water. So you still run the risk of picking up transmissions from the government at those frequencies, even through the EMF. So you cannot get away from it.
Nope, that's true.
That
And
makes-
also, proof is very hard to find when it comes to when you come to think about it. Anyway, so
Yeah. Sarah Barbera wants the proof of the aliens. Show her the proof. If I had it, believe me, it would be everywhere. It's my opinion on it is, and I've said this a million times. Are we alone? Hell no. Just it would be absurd to think that we are the only life in this seemingly infinitely sized universe that could go on unstopped, just infinitely. It could go on forever, and we don't know. We'll never find out. But even with what we can see, the observable universe, it's pretty dadgum presumptuous to say that we're it. Now, whether or not they can reach us, that's another matter, because matter can't actually go the speed of light. So,
So I do
even one
have
of NASA
like
astronauts on the Apollo mission said that NASA was hiding stuff from us, that they were lying, and that they have seen stuff while they went to space. So
the Apollo mission, Apollo 12, Apollo 17, Gemini missions, reports of seeing things in the sky while they're like a triangle formation, while Apollo 17 was on the moon, crashing and spinning in the sky while they were actually on the moon walking. Gemini had audio, but they had Oogie. There was a couple other missions where they mentioned sightings of lights of Santa Claus. That's a big one that
Yeah.
like stuff's getting released now. Not the
Mhm.
best of UFO. The stuff is you're getting a on one little sprinkle. They gave us the crap. I didn't. And they show how a fluctuation to it looks like heat waves, but I do think that craft has a gravitational around it, which would how they say these things fly. Maybe it is a gravitational field, gravitron, and is creating a type, or these things have been reported to move under the water at 200-300 meters and the size of a football field. Bases, that type of stuff. What I work for disclosure, and they disclose some of it. They're getting maybe this is a flare with a parachute. You don't know what
Yeah, exactly.
It's not great.
Yeah, I think your Wi-Fi signal is causing that.
Yeah, I've got to agree with the files that they released. I mean, they might not have been able to identify it, but there was nothing, for me at least, there was nothing really in there that to me screamed it was aliens. I mean, why would a balloon-looking thing fly among windmills if you're an alien spacecraft? Why would that be interesting? That's
Right.
also the thing of those videos. They're always in places where I think, yeah, why would you fly over a slum in Afghanistan or something like that? It's there are more interesting places if you're going to visit as an alien.
They
Having my
say
own
they go
experience
after
with
nuclear
Earth,
bases a lot.
I could verify that
Yeah.
there's my fill spares. So
Right. Yeah, I can't help but think what the aliens would think. Okay, you're out there around this moon of a planet, and it would be the equivalent of somebody in a hovercraft watching a horse and carriage go by.
Pretty much, yes. It's North Sentinel Island, I think. The uncontacted tribe, those people that shoot everything with bows and arrows. That is
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Only we are North Sentinel
Yeah.
Island.
Yeah. It was it Stephen Hawking that said that if aliens ever visited us, it probably wouldn't work out very good for us.
No, and maybe not even just because of war or conquest, but also because diseases.
this reminds me of a shirt I have. I have a shirt that actually has an alien visiting Earth, and it says, "I see no signs of intelligent life anywhere."
Scientists disappearing, or the people working on these, engine projects, the speed, propulsion, the proton engines, these new engines that they were working on, those scientists disappearing. People kind of stopped talking about that and are looking at the disclosure, but it seems like a lot is going on. People disappearing. There's something going on beyond what we understand. I do think more will come out. I believe they said every 2 weeks now they're going to be putting out
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
hope we get some more interesting stuff because the first batch was not that great, but maybe they are saving the best for last.
Hopefully,
All I know
Yeah.
is
I have to go
hopefully
yell at my
probing is
kid for a
outdated,
second.
like they say in certain TV shows.
Would be funny though.
Mhm.
If it just turned out to all be true, all the people we called crazy because they were talking about probes being shoved in holes, actually being true. Oh man.
Yeah, Family Guy made fun of that. Quagmire was abducted by aliens, and he asked them if they still did the probing thing, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we don't do that no more." It was, oh yeah. Do you still have the thing?
No, yeah. You
That's
still
why
have
I
it
knew-
around, yeah.
That's why I made that reference right there. I knew you knew the episode I was talking about.
Yeah, Family Guy is a one of a kind show. Welcome back, Ryan.
Sorry, kids.
Kids do happen. Oh, excuse me.
So, like I was talking about with Yogi the other day, how do you guys feel about meditation when it comes to paranormal investigating? Do you think it could be helpful in any way?
That all depends on whether or not any form of ESP is real. There's no substantial study, no substantial evidence that says it is, but there's a lot of people that claim that they've had experiences that couldn't be explained otherwise. Only problem is it's their experience, so it's not
Yeah.
tangible. I mean, I know I've had some experiences. Ryan, he's had an experience before. So it's
Yeah, how do you... The problem with that is, even if it worked, how do you convert that back into data so you can build some kind of proof?
look at brainwaves.
Using brain.
Yeah,
Data on
and
your-
those aren't consumer products.
Exactly.
Although I know
EEG,
a place with a CT scan in the basement, so
maybe. All
Try
right,
it
guys, we're
with
gonna have to get our plane tickets ready here and go see Prism.
a place I used to work for, they wanted to use a CT scan to scan their products. Only the apparatus itself was too big to fit in the elevator, so they just shoved it in the basement and never used it.
Oh wow.
We're
think we lost Ryan.
one man down,
Oh,
and
yeah,
and he's
Okay,
back.
I
Sorry.
just now noticed that.
Was
Hey,
about to
Jonah.
convert my tinfoil hat into a trumpet.
You see, and this is another one: sensory deprivation tanks. People have some weird experiences in those too.
I have meditation after that investigation, and that helps me, especially if I have an.
Right. Let's see. Cree Storm wants to know: do any of you think that at this moment, any inventions that science will accept can prove a spirit's existence?
Yes, if there's
I know.
evidence for it, if there's solid proof, yes, absolutely. It's like scientists are pretty open-minded about this stuff. It's just there isn't any evidence that we can work with to build a case. That's the problem.
Right. It's one of those cases where people say science can't solve everything. Well, no, it can't. But science is like a wrench. It's a tool. It's
Exactly.
Not, it's not the end all. Be
Our
all. It's
science
not
to the
final
level of
say, it's
figuring
just
out
a tool.
now.
Mhm.
We're there yet.
All I know is we're
Exactly.
not going to do it using gadgets like this and cat balls. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I can't.
REM pods and cat balls, that's not science at all. Okay. It's not. You don't get to see the information that's coming along. And I'm one of those people that I gotta see the numbers. I mean, this isn't even half the equipment that I've got. Okay. This is just stuff I use every day. Okay. I want to see numbers. Let's see. Got another question. Then what invention can do this? That's what we're talking about at the first part here. It's got to be something better than consumer grade electronics.
I think one of the simplest inventions that Tesla came up with the Spirit radio, his first little radio. It's basically just a rod with a mic, like a mic in a glass jar. Then Edison also did the Spirit phone. They were trying back then, so that stuff always
and they
interests
left
me.
no information They left no schematics or anything like that to show what they did. It was talked about, but it was never there. Nobody actually had one. There's not one we could take apart to see what they did. It's just pure hearsay.
Those are probably in the missing files of Tesla's invention.
Right. So, and if making that kind of stuff was really that easy, it's something I've said before.
Yeah, you also need to consider that while Tesla was a genius man, he used very rudimentary tools.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, I was
The
laughing at the
Stubblefield
ghost
egg
cat.
battery.
Exist, though.
So then, shouldn't the answer be you don't know what invention can do this? That's exactly true. And we were saying this earlier. We really don't know what we can do because everything that we have on consumer level that we could get our hands on is just not going to do it. I mean, we've tried every configuration that we can think of, and there's no definitive proof with what we have. And anything bigger than that, we're never going to get our hands on.
Yeah, that's in the military.
Never mind.
Mhm.
That's locked up where all the secret alien ships that Bob Lazar was working on is located.
S4.
There is also there has to come a moment where we have tested everything, and maybe we have to accept the fact that there isn't anything. And that's just the same with looking for alien life. There will come a point where we have seen and scanned everything, and we have to accept that there might not be any other intelligent life, at least at the scope we can see. So there is also that. I mean, people believed there was an ether. People believed the Earth was the center of the universe. That all has been disproven as well. So there are some times where you have to accept hard facts.
Yeah, and that's the you're talking about the Fermi paradox. You know, if there's anybody out there, where are they?
So me having an experience with full-on shadow person and still witnessing it, that shows that there is something, but that's an doesn't mean, I don't know. Then they're talking hallucination. You're talking. You can't prove it, but something is happening like that. You have a whole nother problem.
Right? There's a lot of problems we hadn't touched on just yet. See, why do so many poo-poo things when we don't know what works? No, I'm not talking cat balls.
Well, I mean, it's never bad to try things.
It's not.
The paranormal is all about learning. You got to learn what works and what doesn't work when you're doing this.
I guess what my point is earlier is, in order for us to test anything with what we can get our hands on, it's either going to be acoustic, EMF, or electric charge. Okay, magnetic or electric charge. We can detect those waves, yes, with the tools and toys that are out there. But to see what's actually happening on the waves, we need to use what we can get our hands on and look at the numbers. We need to see the numbers. We need to see the information that is encoded on these waves. And that's where we need to look to see where we're going to find these anomalies. And that's, I know I sound like a broken record. I keep saying that, but that's really the only answer, that I can think of is we're just going to have to go with these at a different angle and see what's in the wave. You know, like on the audio recordings, we need to start looking deeper into these spectrograms because it shows us more than what our ears are going to tell us.
Now, me, Michael on Bro Chat have had drumming or like a weird radio frequency. I had that similar when I was doing a live chat. I've had the same thing happen, and I started to think, yeah, it's because Mike was there. The radio signals.
I'm a beacon.
it wouldn't just be from I'm next to a military base. Yes, there's a lot. We even have like launchers, helicopters, radar planes, the planes that go and look at storms and stuff and have huge pitches. I was thinking maybe we're picking up something from that from my end because we couldn't figure it out through your end, James or Michael. But it happened again when I was doing a live chat with just Michael. Now, maybe it is some type of interference through the military base and us and my channel. It's like glitchy. So
Yeah, they could have been sending out some low frequency pulse from a transmitter.
The government was listening in to what we were having to say.
Yeah.
Let's
see. He says, and just to let you know, they say we emitted millimeter series, REM pod series, SB7, 1 and 2, the spirit boxes, RTVP. Yeah, all those, they've been tested, but they don't give us enough data about the waves, is what I keep saying.
That's why when I'm like on an investigation at a supposedly haunted location, all I use is myself, my camera, and my ears to film. So just keep that raw footage going because I don't trust any gadgets anyway. So
it's kind of like if you take all these normal ghost gadgets that they use and you equate it to somebody telling you, hey, there's a sound. Okay, well, what's the sound? No, it's a sound. It's a sound. You hear it sound? It's a sound. You don't get any information from it. You're not getting real information. And if you're using a spirit box, well, it's tuned to broadcast band frequencies. You're going to pick up a radio station. So how do you know if it's voice of a radio station or voice of a spirit? You can't differentiate this. So if you have to call into question the device and what it's detecting, it's wasting your time as far as investigating. And we're talking about investigating. We're not really talking about hunting, because hunting doesn't have any rules. Investigating has a lot of rules.
That's what I love doing the best is investigating.
Do a lot of hunting. I think Crow of Judas put out a good question on his thing. Is it irresponsible to say you're talking to the dead on a spirit box? I don't think it's irresponsible. I think
you don't even know if it's dead people. It could be something from a different dimension. We don't even know what we're detecting.
Exactly.
There's variables. So the only time I've ever been really shocked was when I asked, "Can you say my name?" and the spirit box on a live chat said, "Hey Ryan." Now I immediately was, "Woohoo! I got something." But on the other hand, is that an AM station that happened to be saying, "Hey Ryan"? I don't know. So is it luck? Is it? But then you're saying different dimensional. Is there is there a good enough evidence for something like that that we don't know? Because multiverse, we have things coming out now, governmentally proven, and coming out with UFOs. Government saying, yeah, we might have NHI, non-human intelligence. There are things on Earth, yet we still don't know how to actually interpret it or even test it.
I'm gonna hit you with some statistics here. The name Ryan is in the 99th percentile. This means that nearly 0% of all first names are more popular.
Like Michael.
So,
or Dave's for that matter.
Alrighty,
when I was at Polk Cemetery, there's like 6 different graves that had the names James Woods on it.
There you go.
I'll have to be honest. If I ever hear my name through a device, I'll start believing. I have such an unconventional name, especially for English speakers. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Cree, hold that question. We're going to take a 4-minute and 10-second break, and we will be right back here. New song out here, very fitting to the conversation tonight, guys. See y'all in a few minutes.
Yo.
You chase ghosts in every flicker, every beep and ringing bell. All those plastic toys for show, but they never tell you well. Truth hides in the signal, in the data you can't see. Riding on the waves, modulated silently. No absolute yes, no absolute no. Only the odds of what might show. Paranormal, or just normal. It's the signal in the noise. Paranormal, or just normal. Strip the magic from the toys. Paranormal, or just normal. Information never lies. You don't need Einstein, Newton, Hawking on the line. Just look beneath the surface, past the glitter and the shine. Blurry truth needs batteries, not every lie is seen. Illusion paints the senses, but the mind makes the scene. Five senses cheat you, brain completes you, data feeds you, truth redeems. Paranormal, or just normal. It's the signal in the noise. Paranormal, or just normal. Strip the magic from the toys. Paranormal, or just normal. Information
And we are back, all but Michael.
There he is.
Disappearing Michael.
Prism, your hack got even better.
Yeah, I upgraded.
I was getting some coffee made. That's why I was in there. So
Oh. Okay, before we left, Cree had a question. Let's see. Now, what does that say for many Native Americans that believes music speaks to you from the spirit world and speaks to the spirit world? That falls under personal experience.
Mhm.
which is again
A lot
something
of
you're not going
cultures
to pick
have
up a
personal
meter.
beliefs and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to pick up a meter and detect that. That's personal experience, which I've had many myself.
Same here. And to answer Betty's statement, she was saying that she had like a experience where she heard somebody yell her name. Just the other day, I was here, the only one here at the house, and I heard what sounded like my mother calling my name from the back room, and I was the only one home with no TVs on or anything.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Mark, if you want to come up here, you can come up here. I'll send you the link real quick.
Give me 1 second, so I got to go get the coffee off the pod.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm about to have to. Didn't have time to top off my coffee either. That's all good.
Yeah, I got
I'll just
coffee.
take a swig.
Okay, where are you at?
I don't drink coffee.
The Native American stuff's pretty interesting. That's also one, all of her Wicca and witchcraft stuff. She'll still look at tarot and stuff like that, but when in a short experience, they did seance. What they didn't realize is they seance a quarter mile from a Native American burial. Native Americans buried there. They heard Native American chanting and drumming, and the girls freak out. It's all audio. My old I had a high audio camera. I called it my skateboard video camera. I used to beat the hell out of it. And when they came back from that Ouija board session and showed me that, you can actually hear drumming, chanting. Like there's noise. It doesn't make sense. Native American burial mound, and yeah, I can feel that area. It's not just in the burial mound, all around that area, but this is Bridgewater Triangle. I think there is a difference when you grow up in an area and you've had experiences and you start to learn of the legends of that area. Is a big difference. I'm an extreme case. I've had near-death experience. I've had out-of-body experience. I've had shadow figures. I've seen things. I've heard things. So for me, it's way different. I don't know how to explain a lot of this. When my sister came back and started talking about that and showed me that, I'm shocked. I just get that tape digitized. So rewatched all the old tapes, and there's stuff on there that 15, 20 years ago. But there is a certain point where you're going to have to admit to yourself that something is happening beyond the realm of your scientific brain. Like you're normally going to want to go to. I saw my first shadow person. We were with seven. I was with 7 other people. We all saw it. We even all and looked around trying to find what would have been like a kid. It was probably 4 feet tall. There was an abandoned asylum. That was a haunted known area. We just had gone there underground. But what we all is we don't know what we just experienced.
And that's why I think I'm so fortunate to live in the area.
You go ahead, Michael.
Okay, sorry about that, President.
Yeah.
I think I'm
I was
fortunate
about to
enough
say-
to live in an area that a lot
It's
of
delay.
people have told like me stories growing up of experiences they had in their houses and everything. It's not just one house having like the same claims and stuff. It's like every other house in the neighborhood, like every single house actually. The neighborhood, they've all had like weird stuff happening in there. And that is why I believe a lot of the stuff that's happening in this house right now that I live in has to do with the land because I live in an area where a Civil War skirmish not only took place, but I did find a undiscovered Native American burial mound, like on a 9-minute hike in the woods behind the house. So I think that all has something to do with what's going on here.
Right. Let's see. Cree says, I get that you guys have issue with the Spirit Box because it has songs coming through, yet billions of songs are out there, and the one line comes out that might answer the question asked. My only problem
That's a
with
good
that
point.
it is because of probability. Okay, you have if you ask an open-ended question where anything could answer it, how do you know if it would an answer or not? This is why I rely so much on specifics. 'Cause if it can get specific, then you might have something. But if it's in question, then it doesn't answer a question.
It's pretty much the same as, and it is gonna sound rough, but horoscopes that also work on the principle. If you have a problem with something and you open the newspaper and read the horoscope of that day, there is always something that kind of clicks with you. There will always be something that connects with you. And you can also do this trick with the Bible. If you have a problem, grab a Bible, hold your hand on it, open it on a random page, and you will find the answer there. Because, well, you will eventually find something you will find something relatable.
Some of the time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What do you think about houses built over cemeteries? No guarantee you're going to have activity.
Oh, I can't now. I got one word for that. Here I am. That's it.
By the way,
You got
nice to see you on panel again, Mark.
ancient American native. Oh, hello, yeah. Native American cemeteries. Those are renowned for being bad, aren't they?
Yeah, I've seen houses here built over cemeteries, and no guarantee you're going to have any activity. Because I know if I get free from this body, I'm not going to hang around where I died or where I'm buried. I'm going to be exploring.
This whole country where I live in is pretty much built on corpses, so yeah. You can grab a shovel and start digging, and you will find human remains.
There's a point to be made there as well, that the amount of time humans have been on the earth for, in general, where's not haunted?
Nowhere.
Like I said many times on my show, I believe that spirits are around us 24/7, whether we want them to be or whether we don't. So
Yeah.
I should ask Prism. You've had weird experiences, right?
Well, UFO related stuff, not ghost related stuff.
Hence the hat, I'm assuming.
It's still
Yes.
odd here. So, if you get into a ghost, you might react in the same way you reacted to your UFO, right?
Yeah, I would science the crap out of it.
All right,
What happens if they're just the same thing?
Yeah, it could be a whole different dimension is slipping through, and we are seeing things from a different dimension that are related to the same thing as UFO, Bigfoot, ghosts. Thing about now that we have release and UFOs are real knowledge, and so doesn't bring everything up a little bit of every other subject being a more realistic thing. They did just find that octopus used to grow to 60 feet. They found a beak of an octopus that in the pirate days or the 1500s or before, really had scientific, like these recordings and stuff, that some of this was real. So sea monsters. That's some of my favorite proof. Oh, I got a monster coming in here, right?
Well, they still don't know what's at the bottom of the oceans, like the thingy trench.
The Mariana Trench. They know. It's more that the largest part of the ocean floor isn't mapped.
Okay.
But
They-
they do know what's generally on the bottom of the ocean, and it's those. I saw that today actually. It's called multi-metallic nodules. It's basically manganese, cobalt, and nickel modules covering the ocean floor because those minerals are attached to organic matter that descends to
How
the
have
bottom of the
they
ocean.
gone down there to see that when the pressure is too high for someone to go and see that?
You can send a submarine down, a robot.
But
Yeah, like
they
you guys
can
were
reach
saying,
the
we
bottom.
know.
I
Yeah,
got
it can-
told
it
that
can
no
reach the bottom.
submarine can reach the bottom.
Oh yeah,
because
oh yeah, they
pressure will
can. They
crush.
not with humans in it, but the robots can.
Okay.
Like you
I know
guys were
that.
saying, we know less about what's underneath our oceans than we do in our forests or in our universe alone. So
That's what I thought as well, but now it's sounding like that's a tall tale. Some people are suggesting, oh yeah, the aliens are in the bottom of the oceans.
Well,
they open up, they come out. And...
it could be because we haven't mapped the entire ocean. So we literally haven't went all over the ocean floor with those submarine robots, with those oceanic drones.
So it's the cup of water idea of just because I got a cup of water out of the sea that doesn't and I can't see fish doesn't mean there's no fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. So you worried about aliens, or is this a joke? You're like you got a
No,
cross
it's-
between aliens
It's probably just
slash.
me or the kids jumping around. I had to go yell at kids.
Or, yeah, you've got like sort of the alien thing slash the Undertaker slash ZZ Top slash Dr. Robotnik.
Yes, I'm everything.
It is a wild vibe, and I love it.
No, it's. I mean, we were talking about interference and government reading the chat and tracking us. So I was like, oh well, maybe get the head out.
Neil deGrasse Tyson actually said that tinfoil hat actually isn't a silly idea because we don't know if there is aliens. We don't know if they have the ability to mess with the electromagnetism that comes off of our brains,
Oh, exactly.
and that acts as a Faraday cage on your head.
Pretty much, yes, it
So
does.
it's actually not mental.
I've
It's
tried
It's
this with a Faraday
the whole idea isn't. I mean, the people that came up with it are absolutely mad lads, but
but the science seems to work.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I do think putting those in a Faraday cage, and if it goes up, but still, even though not having a perfect Faraday cage, but I have put it in a wire mesh, and just to see if it would go off, and it did go off once, in a Faraday cage, which was interesting.
It's
Well,
I even put an electric, those bug zappers, the electric little like racket, and put that near it to see if it would set it off in a Faraday cage, and it would
there's some
go off. I was
signal
even
does-
more.
some signal does get through. The reason I know this, I got one down there that was built for me, but I put it in the best Faraday cage in my house, which is my microwave. And
Yeah,
inside the
there you go.
microwave, I put a walkie-talkie, and outside the microwave, I had the other walkie-talkie, and I closed the door and I pressed the send, and it still sent through that cage. So
That's a good
certain
test.
signals can still leak through.
Yeah, the microwave is also pretty specifically made to contain the microwaves. Yes, it's a very good Faraday cage, but it will still leak certain frequencies, and you will always have that. It does, regardless of the type of Faraday cage you have.
It depends on what the size of the smallest or largest hole is in it. And it literally has to do with the wavelength. They're designed to block up to 2.45 gigahertz. Well, a lot of our new phones and stuff, that has 5G. That's a lot shorter wavelength, and it'll go right through the front door of a microwave because those holes are not small enough to block that out. The wavelength is smaller than those holes. So, yes, it will come in. So you have to build it, just put like foil tape all over everything and completely seal it up for it to be perfect. And yeah, it'll work. but you got to prepare it properly. It's only designed to keep in that frequency. Anything above that frequency can get in and out. So that's why.
That's
it's
why
built that
tinfoil hat prism hat is working perfectly.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
That's why nobody can read his thoughts at the moment.
Oh yeah. Also, you don't want to read my thoughts. It's a protection for me. It's protection for you.
Where is it? I'm trying to find something my friend sent me because he said that I needed to... here it is. He said to take one of these. Wow. One that was more expensive than this one, believe it or not. This is like a miniature version. The normal one you plug into the mains. And it looks like this. And that's what it's called.
Spectrum analyzer. Yes.
And that picks up specifically
I couldn't afford it.
things like RF signals and stuff
Not
like
within my
that.
budget either. Ryan.
And
Don't feel
each
bad.
one of these signals lets off a specific peak on the
Yeah.
chart. So then you would go, oh, what's that? Oh, hang on, that's 5 gigahertz. That must be the phone. Do you have one?
1 second.
I have a Nano VNA-H model. It's the older model.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, I have one.
So okay,
That's
my
pretty
next
cool.
question is it worth it? And now it was, oh, there it is.
It's mainly what these are for is like if you're trying to tune an antenna or something like that. It can do it. It can. You can select a frequency to test, and it will put out that frequency. It will, but it's going to be such a small signal, so you can use it for signal tracing. You can use it for detection of certain frequencies, but they're really just a network analyzer. They're there to check resonance and stuff like that. So it's
The way
They
my
do a few
friend
different
put it
things.
was
Mhm.
epoxy K2 EMF meter. So he's a computational chemist and he's works in a physics department. And he said to me, the EMF, the detector is basically a toy, and that if it is going off and there is a correlation between that and activity, I need to first rule out every other possibility. And it just going to red doesn't tell me what that frequency is.
Nope.
And the only
Not
way
at
to
all.
figure that frequency out is with that device. And
Uh,
if you detect a frequency which should not be there in that area, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a ghost, but it does mean that there could be, you're one step further into the study.
Yeah, every data is good data, and especially when you have multiple sources, you can cross-reference things. That's very important.
This
But-
is an old school Radio Shack frequency counter.
Ah.
This actually counts the frequency of a magnetic wave coming in or RF wave or whatever. I have a bigger one that's kind of about that big. But a frequency counter tells you the frequency of a transmitted signal. This is a little bit more complex. I don't use it a whole lot. But I do use it for checking the resonance of antennas and stuff like that. So that's more what the network analyzer is for. But if you want to check the frequency, use a frequency counter. If you want to see what's going on, use an oscilloscope. This is the only one I could get my hands on after my house got flooded the first time. So it's tiny. Yeah, your tools, they need to show you what's going on in a few different ways. So if you want to see what's going on a wave, you got to have the right tool for it.
So what I'm thinking with those EMF meters with those numbers on it, you use them to detect wires in walls.
You can.
That's basically what they're made for. So you know how deep the wire is in the wall, and if it's a 5, it's like right under the surface, and it's a 1. It's cool that you have a number for it, but you don't know how strong the EMF is that you are meeting, and like Mark said, you also don't know what frequency you are. Yeah,
it needs
you're
to be
getting.
calibrated.
Yeah,
A
you need
calibrated
to know what a
Gauss meter.
5 is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually measured in Gauss.
So it went to
Uh,
number 5, and that's like something where it's like
There's a
where in
ghost.
the. But what I mean, at least with the spectral analyzer type ones or the frequency counter ones, that gives you a number,
yeah.
and then that number is something that I don't know. The pylons, are they called pylons in the States? I don't know. The things that send electric over houses, the big transformer things. It turns out one of those is near you, and that's what's giving the signal out because it matches the number, and then you can rule it out.
I do
But
think we need to look at some of the older technology too, like VHS, the magnetic tapes. Even with the UFO stuff, I think we should be looking at the stuff before internet or CGI or AI. We should be looking at some of the older stuff that may be some types of proof. It's not always going to be technology that you're going to find some weird paranormal stuff on, or even a UFO stuff like that. The older it is with less technology, and we have some proof of that, is a little more interesting. It really is. It's a whole different story with what we're talking about. You're talking data points and exact scientific instruments that, like, even he's playing with. James is playing with right now. We can detect things with these instruments, but do we know exactly the signals coming from, if it's a paranormal experience or not? It's also relative to your experience, or if you have someone with you. There's souls that I get frustrated. It's been like years investigating. I believe I've cut things. It doesn't really matter because you're not catching it in the right way scientifically. You can't prove any to me. So it's fun for me. I'm still trying to have fun with this.
Oh,
I
that's
don't want to
important.
get down. I don't want to get so down in the dumps of not scientifically proving. I do want to catch things, so it is more ghost hunting. I will admit, but there are things I'm like, oh crap, I'm not going to ever prove any of this. It is just stories, which part of this I love so much because of all you get. The stories that you tell, the experiences throughout different areas, you're having an experience. It doesn't matter whether or not you can prove it. It is fun. I just thought we should be having fun.
Oh,
Get to the point
absolutely.
where everyone starts hitting right. I can't
Right.
go on with the fighting.
Nope. No, and I do agree
I-
with that.
I fight with myself
Oh,
every time. Every time
Yeah.
something
See,
happens,
I'm
I don't
in
get.
my own brain.
That's
I
why
go
I solo
crazy over it.
investigate. Because if I usually don't get along working with others, so I just solo investigate like when I'm on a haunted location.
When
Right. See, Cree says, okay, you say you have to use the right tools. Have you seen people out there investigating? Most are not trained on what that even means, and we don't know what a spirit is. So how do we know? Well, we don't, and that's it. That's the whole idea, is to try a different way that we have not been trying. And we've tried all the normal stuff. We can't get any definitive answer with it. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, we need to use the right tools. A signal in a wave has multiple properties to it. You have a frequency of that wave, you have the intensity, you have the modulated information that could be inside of it, and you got to use a different tool to pick out each one. And on each frequency, you can have different modulations on it. So you could have a signal coming in with multiple things in it. One of them could be a voice from somewhere else. But unless we use the right tool to try and figure this out, we're not going to know. And there's just not enough people out there doing that. So you're right. We don't know. We don't know what they're made out of. We don't know how to detect that. But we need to look deeper into the signals to see if we can, if it's hidden in there somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
I think we
it's
can.
hard to know what tools. Go on. Yeah, the what tools is the difficult part, because Well, for me, I like if I go, okay, so what have I seen? Okay, I have seen items that have moved by themselves. I have heard running come towards me. I have heard knocking and banging. So you're like, okay, so what do I need? Do I need detectors to test the air to make sure the air is not funny? Do I need something in like to test the vibration, like a geo counter or something?
So
Like, when does it
I,
end?
I have a couple of thoughts on that as well. Generally, everything that can interact with your environment is something physical, or at least physics is involved with it. If something can move an object, it means there has been something that has been interacting with the electron field around the atoms of it. Because it needs to be pushed, it needs to be moved. So something interacted with it. And that's pretty much the same with sound. Something has to make the sound. And that's also the same with something, let's say, a full body apparition. For your eyes to see something, a photon needed to have bounced off to it and reach your eyes. So there is some kind of interaction with the environment that should be measurable.
There's something physical there. That's what's important. It doesn't mean that you are that exact thing, but they're manifesting in front of you. Because I've had shadow person in front of me and 7 people, but that happened. It doesn't mean we could have captured it, like
No, exactly.
physically. Right. It's very difficult
Is
to
it
explain.
possible to measure something that might be in a different dimensional plane?
Yes. You would get markers of that. So it would replace matter. So if I am 3-dimensional and I move my finger on a 2-dimensional plane, let's say a piece of paper, I will make some kind of indentation. I will make a mark on that. They can no longer pass through the paper to get to the other side of my finger. So I just displaced something. And if something is, let's say, 4-dimensional, yeah, it would take up space in the third dimension.
So that would be seeing the cause but not the problem. If that
No,
makes
but
sense.
yeah, exactly. So you won't know what exactly it is, but you know something is interacting. And from that, you can build data points and start studying stuff. You
But if
can.
I don't think because you can never see or
No,
or understand the
But-
fourth
but-
dimension.
but we also can't see the Higgs boson, but we have measured it.
I find it quite compelling though is that there are these things within the paranormal realm, and the believers are going to say ghosts. Some people will say demons. Some people will say aliens, etc. Right? The thing is that it's not far off how dark energy and dark matter is perceived, in the same sense that you can see the effect, but you can't see the why.
Yeah, exactly. We can measure that there is something, but we cannot see exactly what it's made of, or yeah.
That
Talking
means
double
this to me
split.
is so much more. If 90, yeah.
So when we observe double split experiment, you can see through one of the slits. When you observe it, double experiment has proven that you consciously observing something is active or not. There is a problem there because that kind of breaks physics. Whether or not we know the fact that this particle went through your double split
Well, there's kind of a misconception with that. It's not really observing. It's not like you look at it,
course I break
it
'em.
changes.
No, it's the measurement that does it.
Right. It's the actual measuring of the particle that causes it to change its behavior. It's not looking at it. It's not being conscious of it. It's the measurement that messes with it. And the double slit experiment has been disproven here recently. There are a lot of experiments that have said, "Hey, no, we got it wrong," but they're coming out with a new explanation for it.
talk up, but you know what I'm saying. Rather incredible experiment. Was it
Mhm.
Schrodinger's cat? Is the cat in the box alive or dead? The one that has always interested me.
Yeah, it's the
We
uncertainty
just
principle.
don't.
Well, I know where the cat is
Speaking
there.
of
It's
Schrodinger's
very
cat.
much alive. I've just seen it walk. It's alive.
He said cat, there it is.
Oh, that was on cue. That was a bit too weird. That just saying. Matrix 100%.
Yeah, on that, Cree, if anybody catches any flack for an experiment, I've caught flack for experiments before as well. I didn't listen to them. And you cannot let somebody's discouragement stop you from your experimentation because you never know what you're going to find, which is what I told him. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep testing. And he's going to. He's continuing on with his tests, and he's going to come out with some better stuff. He learned a whole lot from this experience on the last one, and he's moving forward. I don't agree with everything that was said about him. His experiment did have some flaws in it, but he learned from it, and that's the important part about that. So all is well. Everything is good. Everybody's okay. We've moved past that point, and moving forward on that. And I'm looking forward to see what he has next. Honestly, I spoke to Reality Remix a lot. Great guy. He really is. He really is smart. So definitely looking forward to see what he's got.
You're gonna get crap no matter what you do in the paranormal, but you have to just be stronger than what you just don't pay attention to negative stuff. It's really okay. You're going to be all right. I feel like some of it is, extreme. Some people go too far, but I don't agree with what has been going on there of what is real, scientifically proven, or experiences an actual event. I think you should just try and keep having fun. It's really difficult, though. I get why people get so upset. There's religion involved. There's all sorts of different variables involved. I don't get into it. I just want to go and see if I can have an experience. I think a lot of people should just try and go and see if something can happen. If you can set up more equipment, even in different viewpoints of your investigation, have multiple recorders, have multiple cameras. And if you really want to prove it, I mean, I've never been in it to prove anyone or anything. It was always for me to review and see if I caught something because I've had the experiences. It's a little different for me because I know these things can happen. Then you can talk to other people too that maybe have had the experience with you or somebody outside of you. You guys have all had experiences. And that even goes, Prism, you haven't had a paranormal experience, but you've had a UFO experience. That's a paranormal experience. You've had something you cannot explain that is an incredible experience. Let's all admit we can have incredible experiences we don't understand, and there are so many out there. I think it's important to say all these people aren't just making shit up. There are a lot of fakes, but a lot of experiences are people who actually witness this stuff. It's remember, don't get down in the dumps about this shit. It is very real. It does happen. It's just very rare.
Yeah,
Exactly.
incredibly rare. Was that to debunk the junk's question there, Ryan?
I don't know.
People
I've had
always
some
think that you had a personal experience because they weren't there with you to experience it.
Let's see.
A wise man once told me that, and it's my mentor, Kenny Biddle.
Oh, no. So, yeah, that answer. I'm going off.
And it's a good answer. Yeah, well, that's why I was asking because it fits so well. Yeah, I mean, I've had paranormal experiences myself. I mean, years ago, whenever I was living alone, I come home from work, went straight to the tub, didn't touch nothing else in the house. Lights were out. I get in the tub, water, I just got it turned off. I'm enjoying the warm water. All of a sudden, my sink water comes on. There was no noise. There was nothing going on, and the sink just comes on. I wasn't freaked out or nothing. I was actually upset about it because then I had to get up out of my tub and turn off the sink. But an explanation for that, I have none. I have no explanation for why the sink just came on. And it wasn't just like a little bit. No, it was all the way. It was on.
Yours experience reminds me of a similar one that I had when I was at a hospital one time, visiting a relative that was in there in the cardiac area. And I was going to the restroom. I didn't know anything about this building being haunted or anything whatsoever, but I was going to the restroom. Of course, I wash my hands and stuff afterwards, but then I went to go towards the door, and the faucet turned on by itself. Just like you said, it did full blast and everything without an excuse.
Yeah, it's just weird things happen sometimes, and
Could it be?
I was just like,
I mean,
what the heck? It takes a lot to make me actually say that now is something there, and it's usually when it's something physical like that, when something moves, it just makes me go what the fuck? I want to learn more about it.
Takes a lot to even talk about this stuff.
My mum, when I was in the utility room, and I was there, and my mum used to always go on about these taps that would come on, and I witnessed it once. And like you said, on one time I was there, she used to say, "Oh, the house is haunted, And there was a big barbecue, and I had one of my friends come around. And I was telling my friend about it. And as we walked past it, it went right next to us, and he went home. And but then those taps were changed to not turny ones but handly ones.
Yeah.
My dad changed the whole sink of that area, and it did do it since. So I was like, well, I've just blamed it on the taps being dodgy taps, but it was that
Maybe
the only time that's
pressure.
ever happened. That's the only difference between mine and yours.
yeah. And would it matter what kind of valve was there if it was a true paranormal event? I mean, if it's going to turn one, it could turn any of them. But if it happened one time, how can you test that?
It's hard.
Yeah, and that's the problem with this.
Shall I
They
do it
say-
again? It never does. By the way,
Right.
it never does. Do that again? No.
No,
Exactly.
that's why
When this-
my
With
base
scientific
readings on devices are important.
When this
The
thing was
day
on
it does
its
it again, I'll
live
freak
stream,
out. I'm like, "Whoa!"
I stayed up most of the night trying to see if I could get or make anything to make it move again, because you can sit there and tell that something grabbed it or something and just kind of moved it like this. It wasn't like a fall, because if it was like a fall, it would have made a noise like that.
Yeah, I
So-
remember the clip. Yeah. So, I mean, paranormal events, legitimate ones that you really cannot explain. And I'm not saying that it's not necessarily ghosts, but they're just events yet to be explained. They're very, very far and few between. How can you be ready for them? How can you repeat them? If you repeat the event, if you're able to replay it, redo it, reconstruct it, does that mean that it wasn't paranormal? Or did you just mimic it?
I have something to add to this. If you're using devices, you can use a base reading as a standard.
Mhm.
So let's say you have validated the device, you know exactly what it does, in which circumstances, you know what it will be measuring, what the output will be. If it's always on a base, let's say, just get a fictional number, a base 1, and it is on a scale from 0 to 100. And you always measure 1, maybe sometimes a 2, but often just most of the time a 1. And then you get a spike of 60.
Mhm.
That's interesting data. That's usable data. That is statistically an impossibility.
Yeah, but what was on that wave?
And that's why I keep going back to locations.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You have to have
Going
some
back
kind
to
of base
now,
reading.
Yeah, you gotta have base readings, but I just want to get in there and dig deeper and just see what is in. It's kind of like the WoW signal. Okay, we had this huge signal from outer space, huge spike. They didn't record any audio from it. If we even
No,
recorded
it
audio
was an
or
EMF
something.
wave, so
Right. We just got this spike. That's it. It's the equivalent of a REM pod going off. There was this huge signal. That's it. No information. Had they been recording audio back then, we might be able to have been able to tell what it was. But
yes, but we kind of do know now what it was.
how many
It
years
was a
later?
hydrogen emission from a pulsar.
Yeah.
I
But
do
if we had
believe a
audio,
lot of
then
those are neutron
might have known
stars,
sooner.
but that also did align with another signal that we got back, and then I'm gonna go crazy and say crop circle. So we sent out with our golden disc and our information in like ones and zeros, basically with our DNA strain and our where Earth is and that.
Yeah,
We
the
did get that
Arecibo
back in
message.
the crop circle.
Mhm.
Yes, the Arecibo message came back in a giant crop circle with a perfect match overnight. All right. So crop circles, everyone's like, yeah, they're crap. But overnight, in like a period of 4 hours, somebody went into a field and perfectly rematched the Arecibo message to an alien planet, I believe near the star Sirius. I forget exactly, but they sent with the DNA strand and the exact match of what we sent out. And I think it was a certain amount of years later, too. So there's those really weird things like how would like even a team of people going to do that wouldn't be able to set that up perfectly over a few hour period. I do believe that something has contacted us, matter in a wave, the WoW signal, or radio signal, whatever. But there is supposedly structures on the moon. I mean, who knows? NASA's lied to us a lot about stuff, and
It was 27
No.
years later.
space really.
That's the reply. The reply actually
It's
came back
just
27 years later.
Yeah,
I had to fact check that then.
my whole problem with that
So,
is we showed everyone what we sent out into space. We showed them exactly what was on the Arecibo message, so everyone had time
so somebody
to figure out what's on. It's if it was like 2 days later, I would have been, oh my god, that's crazy. But
Right.
like Mark said, 27 years later, that's. I mean,
I
I'm
didn't
still
know
with you
how
that
long,
it
but-
takes it takes a big team of people and a lot of planning to make a crop circle that big and that accurate. That's not that simple. You
Yeah,
really have to know what
I
you're doing,
get that
and
crop circles
if
may
you're going to
like
do that.
problems, but still,
No,
some of this
I'm
stuff is very interesting.
I'm a bit iffy on crop circles. I mean, there could be something there, but I don't know.
I did tell you, Ryan, that
It's one of
my
those I
grandmother's
still go like that.
house that's in the middle of a hollow actually did have a crop circle appear overnight, right?
Yeah, but the crop
I
circles
think the
ever
most
appear
are
not
in
overnight. Do they happen during the day? Are there crop circles that take multiple days?
I honestly don't know. All I know is that it was like in the shape of 3 rings inside each other, and my grandparents do not go outside. They're like they were in their 90s at that time, so.
Cree says, and this is a good point. Activity is rare. How fair is it that someone goes to a location one time for a few hours and comes out saying it isn't haunted? That's wrong, as those that say it is, don't you think? To do a proper investigation, it can take weeks, months to a year. So one time, you
Also
really can't
depends
get
on the
enough readings.
claim.
Mhm.
It also depends on the claim. If I mean, was it the one with Kenny that they were actually following a draft? That there was something like going through the attic, and that it turned out to just be to be a draft. There
Yeah,
was something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you say everything goes to the attic, and you go investigate it with a what is called a windometer, whatever you use to measure winds and airflow.
And
Yeah, anemometer. Thank you. And you actually find out it's just a stream of air blowing through the attic because there's a hole in the attic. Well, yeah, then you have pretty much debunked the claim on what. Yeah, that was
yeah.
thought to be the haunted thing. I'm losing my words here.
No,
I
we
also
get what you're saying.
consider, if somebody says to me, this house is the most haunted house ever, we have demons here, if I go there and something doesn't throw me across the room, then and not and nothing happens at all, I'm gonna question that, even if it's my first go.
Here.
Yeah, but
I'm
the
gonna,
problem
well,
with a
at
lot
the
of
very
these
least, I'd
locations-
say you haven't got a demon here. I go check the mother-in-law. That's what you know what I mean. I
Right.
just-
The problem with checking out these locations is the cost. They want to charge for people to go to their place, and that makes it a place of business. To me, that calls all of it into question. Okay, because
Yep.
if you really believe that this place is haunted, and you want to prove it to people, you'd be saying, okay, I want all of you guys to come in and check this place out and show your proof, instead of treating it like a bed and bath. Okay, you treat it like a B&B. Okay, it's a business, so I have to question right there: is it really haunted? And going one time, no, you're not going to collect enough data to say one way or the other.
You just made me realize why we don't have haunted houses here. I am setting up my company. I'm for real. I'm setting up my company, and I have to prove here what I'm going to do, and it has to be factual, and I have to show that I can do it and I can make money on it, because it will be expensive if I don't. It will actually cost the state money. So if you have a haunted house, you have to prove that you have a ghost in there, or else the state won't give you any money and approve your company.
They should do that here. They should do that here in
Well,
the US.
I just figured something out. Damn.
in the US, doesn't the price go up or something? Like if
Yeah.
the house is haunted or something.
It, also in Scotland,
They-
if you have a ghost in your house,
Am I right in saying this? That
Closer
they have
to a
to
city you are, the
declare
more
a haunted
expensive.
house before you buy the house in America. So they have to declare to you before they sell it to you, someone died in the room upstairs in
Yes.
like
it probably depends on the state.
If somebody died, no,
They're
it's
supposed to.
U.S. all over. Yeah, it's everywhere. If somebody died in the house, it has to be disclosed.
Yeah,
wow.
and usually you can find that like when you go do research at the library and stuff, look for the records and stuff of the house.
I mean, there's 250-year-old houses. Some reports weren't made, but go to Williamsburg. I went to Williamsburg in Virginia. That just walking around there, that you can feel that some of these places are definitely a haunted area. I want to get back there and go investigate at night. That's the type of stuff where the history is actually built in. You're on hangman's noose. You're talking pirates. You're talking people that have died for hundreds of years at a location, reported since that time. Those are the legends that I look for most of the time. And you have to pay. I don't think you should have to pay to go to historic locations. It's too much for a lot of places.
Exactly. I think you could possibly have a better chance at finding something paranormal happening, like at one of the free places too. That's why I like to go to Shiloh a lot, because you don't have to pay to go there.
I get why some places, like historic locations, charge a fee to go there, because you have to have upkeep, you have to have insurance out the wazoo, because somebody's going to want to sue if they step on a nail or if something's not kept up or whatever. So I get that the fee is to upkeep the place. That I get.
Yeah,
But to
I
say,
agree.
hey,
It
I've
should
got
be a
the
nominal fee,
most-
not.
Yeah, but to say like, I've got the most haunted closet in the world in my bedroom over here. It's the most haunted. It's only $300 a day to come look.
I've said this. People sometimes say to me, "Oh, you ought to be careful. You'll bring something home with you. You'll have stuff happen in your house." And I went, "Oh, good. I won't have to go anywhere then.
Yeah.
And B, I'll get
Yeah,
involved
exactly.
too."
Yeah, I'm also like that.
That's just called bad luck.
Yeah. The most unusual things actually happened in my house, and I never went anywhere. or
Same here,
bothered
James.
to it. It just
Same.
happened.
Come here.
Which that leads me to believe that we don't have haunted objects. We don't necessarily have haunted locations. We have haunted people. Your experience was for you, and that's why nobody else can see it. It was meant for
Being
you.
autistic, I think I'm a beacon. So, like Jeff told me in Tales of the Haunted. So
Did you guys catch the microwave story?
Which one?
Well, from this house. So a couple of days ago, I was sitting here and all the power went out, and I was like, "Ah, shit." So I went over, turned it back on, and it stayed on for a long time. So it wasn't my PC, it wasn't any of the devices I had on it during that time. And later, Mrs. came home, and a couple of minutes later, the power went off again. And we heard something weird. So I went back, turned the power back on, and then we started investigating. And we heard some, like, a little bit, that can be described as a scratching sound coming from the microwave. So what do? You unplug the microwave. You open the whole microwave up, and you go look inside what's going on. And what do I find? Fucking mouse poop.
I was
So
going to say,
somehow-
was there mice or cockroaches going around in
It was a
here?
mice. Somehow a mouse made its way into our microwave.
Wow.
It's dead now, but
Oh, I was going to say, I thought that story was going to go somewhere, and now it's in the garden, and it's 12 feet tall, and it's got 7 arms or something, you know.
I
It's a
wish.
microwave.
I wish. I wish.
Excuse me.
But the bastard of a cat just isn't doing his job.
All right. All right. Well,
That's
we got
crazy.
about 3 minutes left. Unless we want to go longer, that's going to be up to all of you guys.
I'm good.
I mean,
Really
I can go for a while longer. I don't care.
All right. Do we want to take another break here in a few minutes, or
Get something to eat.
That's fine.
okay? All right. Another 3 minutes. We'll take a little bit of a break, and no, I admit you don't sound nuts. I mean, everybody has experiences, and most people won't talk about their experiences because they're afraid that they're going to get scrutinized and whatnot. Just like what Cree was talking about, you know, people get scrutinized for what they say and what they try to work on. It that does happen. I've had it happen to myself, and that's where I had to learn. Quit worrying about what other people think of you.
If
You
you
know,
do that,
if
it's
you-
just going to cause you more stress.
I have a story from the laboratory when we come back.
All right. So do we want to hear that? That's the only song that I have to play on here. We want to hear the song again, people. Let me know. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the break now. I think people need to get a drink and whatnot, and then we'll see how much longer we can go. Another 30 minutes, maybe another hour. So see y'all guys in a few minutes.
Aye.
You chase ghosts in every flicker, every beep and ringing bell. All those plastic toys for show, but they never tell you well. Truth hides in the signal, in the data you can't see. Right look beneath the surface, past the glitter and the shine. Blurry truth needs batteries, not every lie is seen. Illusion paints the senses, but the mind makes the scene. Five senses cheat you, brain completes you, data feeds you, truth redeems. Paranormal, or just normal. It's the signal in the noise. Paranormal, or just normal. Strip the magic from the toys. Paranormal, or just normal. Information of the noise. Paranormal, or just normal. It's the signal in the noise. Paranormal, or just normal. Strip the magic from the toys. Paranormal, or just normal. Information never lies.
Ah,
What up?
Sweet outfit, Mark.
oh, I
You're
no
muted.
sound. No.
I was saying I needed to up my game on the style to match.
Yeah, exactly.
Dadgummit, I've got to do it too.
I will say it's not gone off the entire time. I'm pretty surprised, actually.
K2 meters on, and it's right by my little REM pod thingy. It's not even going off really. Actually, yeah, it is. It just now started because I touched it, and now it's going off.
I will say I do have a bob.
Let's see what happens when we put the two on top of each other.
Don't mind me. I got a little pie here because you made me hungry speaking about microwaves.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a triple meat cheeseburger for lunch, so I'm kind of still full.
sorry. A what?
Huh?
What
what?
kind of cheeseburger?
A triple meat cheeseburger.
Triple meat. Oh, that's like a burger stepped on the burger. Oh.
Yeah,
Like
three
a,
pieces
like
of
a
meat,
Shaggy
all
and
the
Scooby sized
vegetables.
burger.
Yeah.
No, it was a Denny's burger, so they are stacked tall. And
Like
you
the
gotta-
Tower of Pisa.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. It was real good.
I had
want
cheese
another
pizza before the show.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What else we got to talk about? Does anybody have any more questions before we try to find something else to talk about? Because I could try to pull up that trivia.
By the way, Mark, I'm going to send you a friend request on Discord. Sorry, I'm losing my voice from narrating
Okay.
too much.
Yeah,
It'll
no
be
worries.
from Chemical Nero. So,
Cool, yeah, I'll look out for it.
And if not, I can tell a little bit of a story I had on the lab.
oh jeez.
It
I hear
kind
music.
of goes back to you knowing what is true and other people questioning that?
Where's the music coming from?
Do you hear music?
I don't.
I hear music playing.
It's not coming from me.
Is it maybe it's you, Friday?
Shouldn't be playing any music.
In the chat hear it? I can't hear anything.
I don't hear any music. The only thing that I have going on is this little white noise thing that's going on, but you can barely hear that.
I don't have any other browsers open.
Not me.
What the heck?
What kind of music are you hearing?
Sounded like some woman doing some Celtic music or something like that.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's me. I told
Hey.
you. I brought the energy over from our experience on the Bros chat last time.
The heck is going on with that? Okay.
I'm
anyway,
moving
yeah.
just in case.
See if
It
this
ain't me.
works.
Okay, Candy's saying she doesn't see or hear music, so
So it was just on my computer. What
Yeah.
the heck was that? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I mean, was it good?
Give
Was it?
relaxing.
Was it a jam?
Yeah.
Could have been simple as like a pop up that played a song as an advert, and then when he went to look for it, it vanished.
Well, the only thing that I have open is the browser. That's
Maybe you clicked on something on Discord.
well, I don't know. No, Discord's actually running on the laptop, and that audio is separate.
Huh.
So I'm hoping it wasn't Gambus doing that because I'm not gonna be happy with that. Alright.
Interesting.
Oh wait, this is the wrong app. I opened the wrong one. Hold on. Let's see. Has anybody asked a question?
I have yeah. Cheryl King had one, I think. Wait, no, that's the eye symbol. Damn, I'm blind.
Let's see.
Here, I'll play some music.
Please don't give me a strike.
These aren't just to make me look smarter. I am literally blind.
Let's see. How many tabs do you have open on the browser? One.
1,
Just
2,
this one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11.
I think I only have the one.
Will that kick
Yeah,
you?
stream's
Well,
getting
that-
taken down in 5, 4.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's
I have
on this.
2 browsers open, but one for this stream and the other on my other screen. So
I'm gonna reopen this app, see if they did some kind of. Yeah, no, it's in the computer here.
You need to put a tinfoil hat on your computer as well. Like,
yeah, just get it out, cover everything in tin foil. Does the
Well,
turkey still have the tin foil hat? It does. There's like a little ducky right behind me, and it's also wearing a tin foil hat.
See, trying to find the right program here. It's in. There we go. Yeah, I run Linux on my computer, and I program. When I ran Windows, I programmed in Visual Basic, and the only equivalent to that in Linux is Gambus 3. So every time I open the Gambus compiler, it plays music now, which that must have been a new update or something because it's never done that before. So that explains it.
there we go. Problem solved.
Exactly.
Playing Celtic music.
Yeah, it's some kind of like a opera Celtic kind of. I don't know. I have to find the file. All right, so open the trivia. Okay, that loads. All right, now let me see if I can get this loaded up on the screen.
Hold
where I
on.
can see it.
I'll be right back.
Maybe it was whatever made this stick move during my last live stream. Coming through to communicate with you. Just kidding, of course.
Possibly.
Because what the story I was talking about was coming across what looked like a
Oh.
lady in a
Oh.
Celtic clothes.
Oh.
So. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Let's see. Let
What
me
what
try to
what
get
are
everybody-
what are you seeing?
if I can get
I like this
everybody on
version
here.
better than what we tested on Discord before. This is pretty cool.
Right? All right. Where is it?
Raven, this is not made by Prada. It's made by Prism.
All right. So what we'll do with this, this is the one-player version, and it's just a trivia. It'll ask you the question. It has 4 answers. I guess we will take turns on this. So on my screen, I have Michael, then Ryan, then Prison, then Mark. So we'll go in that order. So Michael, you get the first question here.
Alrighty.
A 13th century manor near Preston has reports of monks' apparitions and even a burning timber beam. What is its name? Is it Baskerville Hall, Chingle Hall, Plas Tag, or the Old Bailey?
I want to say the Old Bailey, but I doubt I am correct.
That is incorrect.
I knew it.
All right. So next question goes to you, Ryan. A British castle is said to be haunted by the spirit known as the Brown Lady. Which castle is it? The Buckingham Castle, the Rainham Castle, Edinburgh Castle, or the Windsor Castle? I think we lost him.
Oh no!
I'm gonna say Edinburgh Castle.
Edinburgh? That is incorrect. The correct answer was the Rainham Castle.
Oh
Yay,
man,
I thought we
I would have
Oh.
I would have guessed Windsor, but
Okay, next question that goes to you, Mr. Prism. A castle in Devon built by Sir Philip Courtenay is said to be haunted by a mother and her baby. Which castle is it?
oh,
Castle Drogo, Scotney Castle, Corfe Castle, and Powderham Castle.
Phew, I absolutely don't know the answer to this one, so I'm just gonna pick the one with the silliest name, Powderham Castle.
That is correct.
All right.
All right, Mark.
Oh,
A cell phone is considered a reliable safety tool during ghost hunts. Is this true, false, only with GPS, or only with full signal?
cell phone is considered a reliable safety tool during ghost hunts. No. So
False.
that's false.
That is incorrect. It is true because
Bollocks,
if
is
you
it?
ever get in trouble, you need your phone. to call
Oh, that's
for
a
help.
trick question. I'm not having that.
Yeah. Yeah.
These,
We're not there.
Yeah, some of these have trick questions. Some of them are very difficult. Some are extremely easy, and some of them are actually jokes. But the point still counts. So we have 16 questions left, and we are back to Michael. A Chicago gravesite is haunted by the ghost of a famous gangster. Who is it? Is it Lucky Luciano, Babyface Nelson, Al Capone, or Clyde Barrow?
I'm gonna say Capone.
That is correct.
Hey.
I need to make a 4-player version of this. All
Yeah,
right.
you should have made a Kahoot.
Yeah, I've got a 2-player version, but it's a lot of programming on this. All right.
Bruh.
Oop.
Sorry about that. My cat was knocking something down.
Right. Ryan. A couple received a phone call from a friend who was already dead at the time. What researchers call this type of ghost who appears in these times? Is it Bob, a crisis apparition, deja vu, or ectoplasm? You there, Ryan? I think he's frozen.
Yeah, his screen is gone.
Okay, because you're frozen up there, Ryan. I don't know if you can hear me or not. To move forward, I'm going to go ahead and just answer for you and call this crisis apparition. Only because I know what that answer is, so no, you unfairly get that point. Not that this is an official trivia.
I lost connection. What type of appears in these times? Already, what researchers call the ghost.
I answered for you. It was crisis apparition. You were correct.
I lost you.
Okay. That's all good, man. It happens. Prism. Let's see. A famous Cornish inn is said to host a ghost in a tricorn hat and unexplained sounds of horses and cats. What is the name of this inn? Is it the Jamaican Inn, the Hazelprawn Inn? Never heard of that word. The Hole in the Wall, or the Mermaid?
I think that's Jamaica Inn, right?
That is correct. All right. I need to have some sound effects on this. Let's see. All right, Mark, you ready for yours?
Mm-hmm.
All
But
right.
maybe I can provide sound effects. Give me a second.
A ghost character in Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, it's a big name, leaves a final phone message after death. Who wrote the novel? Was it Douglas Adams, William Shatner, Orrin Scott Card, or H.G. Wells?
It was. I thought I'd pretend to be frozen so you'd give me the answer, but never mind. It was flipping out. I'm just gonna go with Douglas Adams because I don't think it's H.G. Wells.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. All right, Michael. A ghostly animal is said to haunt the basement of the U.S. Capitol building. What animal is it? Is it a cat, a mouse, a dog, or a horse?
Cat is what I'm gonna roll with.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying.
11 questions left. Ryan, you're there, right? You
I'm there.
Okay. A haunted spot next to Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville where I don't know, is surprisingly kid-friendly. What is it? A zoo, a playground, a swimming pool, or an ice cream stand?
I'm gonna go playground.
That is correct. All right. Prism, a hill near Abergele Inn in Wales is said to be haunted by. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. Mark, what is that?
It might be Abergele. It might be that. It could be
In
that.
Wales, is said to be haunted by a legendary figure. Who is it? King Arthur, Robin Hood, Sir Lancelot, or Merlin?
So Sir Lancelot isn't too big of a figure. I know he's kind of legendary, but let's be honest, you kind of want to get haunted by King Arthur or Merlin. Robin Hood is in Nottingham, so that's not there, I think. So that leaves me with Merlin or King Arthur. And of all things that can haunt, I would say Merlin, but that's probably the wrong answer.
All right, is that your final one? Final
Yeah.
answer?
Was it King
That is
Arthur?
incorrect.
It was King Arthur.
I knew it.
Yeah. All right, play your tone. All right, Mark. A horrible murder is said to be the only reason a place becomes haunted. Is this true? True? False? Only on holidays or only in old houses?
Is this one of them trick questions again? I don't like this. Hang on. A horrible murder is said to be the only reason a place becomes haunted. Is this true? No, it's not true.
That's the correct answer. It does not guarantee. It does not guarantee a haunting.
Sorry.
Michael, a location known for the Grey Room is considered one of the world's most haunted places. Which place is it? Berlin, Germany, Paris, France, Ohio University in Ohio, Chillingham Castle, England.
Wanting to say it's either going to be the A or D. So I'm going to go with Berlin, Germany for this one.
Chillingham.
That is incorrect. It was Chillingham Castle in England.
Damn it!
No. No good for you.
There's an
Okay.
episode done by Scariest Places on Earth there. It was one of the better, more famous ones.
Rats.
Awesome. Okay, Ryan. You there, Warren? You there, Ryan?
Ryan! There he is!
I'm here.
Ryan. Okay. All right. Hang in there long enough for this one. A major Civil War battle in Tennessee left over 23,000 dead and is now considered extremely haunted. What is this battle called? Battle of Vicksburg, Battle of Anaheim, Battle of Shiloh, or
Gettysburg.
Battle of Gettysburg?
Gettysburg.
That is incorrect. The Battle of Shiloh.
I was going to say I've been there several times.
All right. Prism. America's oldest permanent European settlement is known for its haunted lighthouse. In which city is it located? Is it New York, New York, Plymouth, Massachusetts, St. Augustine, Florida, or Atlanta, Georgia?
Oh, America's oldest permanent European settlement is known for its haunted lighthouse. Jeez. That's such a tough question. Is it is it Plymouth?
It is St. Augustine,
Oh, Florida. Damn you, Florida.
Florida. Mark. Anne Boleyn's ghost appears in many places, especially the Tower of London. How did she die? Was she shot with an arrow? Did
Headed.
she
Next.
hung herself? She was beheaded? That is correct. All right. And this works out perfect. We got 4 more questions. Michael. A pop can tilts unnaturally and returns to position after asking a ghost to make noise. What must you do before calling it paranormal? Measure it with an EMF meter, an EVP reader, and video record it. Try to replicate it yourself. Nothing, it is definitely paranormal. Or ask the homeowner if it's happened before.
I would say go with try to replicate it yourself in that one.
That is correct.
Oh.
Alrighty. Ryan. Check. 1, 2.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. Approximately 65% of Americans believe that ghosts exist. Are none ghosts are imaginary? Is it true? Exactly 50%, or is this false?
Let's give him a second to come back to us.
Okay. I can be nice.
If they do this, then I'm still here. So you can look at crap. False.
You gonna say false?
65%.
It is true. 65% of Americans say that ghosts exist.
I mean,
Huh.
actually, I'm not going to get political. I was going to say
Right.
something.
Just here as soon as you guys ask the question.
All right. Prism.
Oh, oh, of course. U.S. questions. Great.
The president assassinated in 1865 is said to haunt the White House by knocking on doors and looking through windows. Which president is it? Andrew Johnson, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, or Rutherford B. Hayes?
What year was it again?
That was 1865. Get off of Google.
No. No, I'm not on Google. I think that's Lincoln, right? Because that's around the time of the Civil War.
That is correct.
Yeah.
There you go.
He was in an episode of the Chucky TV series when he ends up going to the White House and you see his ghost.
I love the Chucky TV series, by the way. That's a great series.
All right. Okay, Mark, you get the last question. Are banshees considered ghosts or spirits in Irish mythology?
Ooh.
Spirits, wraiths, demons, or ghosts?
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Wraith because they scream.
Is that your final answer?
That's what a Wraith does, doesn't it? Yeah.
They are
Spirits. Really?
Yes.
But Banshees, right.
We got 11 out of 20. That is not a winning score, but this is not an official trivia anyway. I need to do a lot of work on this.
Oh, it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I've got to go through.
Okay. was a
I didn't hear
fairy
half the
spirit.
question.
Like
A fairy
Right.
spirit.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these actually have a lot of different answers. So that's why there's no real pressure on winning or losing on that one. And I have gone through and tried to fact check as many of these as I can. And that's how I know that it depends on who you ask. What is a banshee? Oh, it's a spirit. Oh, it's this. It's that. Who's right? You know.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
That's
Something
what I
like
was
that.
going to too. So that was the first thing that came to mind was Wraith.
Yeah, apparently they're more inherently evil, menacing or shadowy types that are out to steal your soul. Whereas a banshee is there to
It's black
signify
Guy children.
an upcoming death.
Yeah. No, banshee is an omen, actually.
A lot of people think, oh, if you see a banshee, then that's bad. Someone will die, but apparently it's to signify the death, which is going to happen anyway.
Right. Yeah. It's fun. It needs a lot of work, which is why I haven't
Annoyed
brought
that
it up.
I didn't know that one though.
It was
Now I
great.
know.
It was all good.
If my-
Yeah, I'm thinking about opening another channel. Right.
If you want to
Hey, just
bring
need better
that,
signal.
if you want to bring that quiz into the chat as well, I
Mhm.
did make a Python code, and you can add your own questions to it,
Okay.
and I can send that to you. And you can open it up in Notepad, and if you understand Python, you'll probably get the gist of it.
Programming's programming to me. I'll look at it. I can see what it's doing. I mean, you have the same procedures in all of them. It doesn't matter if it's PHP or C plus or.
Then what you do is with the one that I run, is like you put exclamation mark start, and then it starts it, and then it then monitors the chat. So then if people put like exclamation mark A, B, C, or D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, it will count that as the answer.
Well, I tell you what. If you want to host that at one point, I can actually put it on the stream here. I can just share Discord to the screen, and somebody else can come through Discord and just play the game, and we can live stream it if you want.
I mean, I don't mind. I created it with a bit of help of ChatGPT, and it's open source, and I just wanted anyone to have access to it because it's a really helpful thing to use.
Well, I can proudly say I didn't use ChatGPT. It was Claude.
Actually, saying that, mine might have been. No, mine was DeepSeek.
DeepSeek is pretty good. But anyway, we have gone another 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night on this. We definitely need to have another one. I don't know about next week or whatever. I don't know how much more time I have on Restream here. But definitely for sure, next month, we're going to do another Bros Chat.
Maybe someone else can host it if you need to have more time on Restream.
We
Right?
can do that.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, any one of y'all
I could
we'll
probably do it on-
get this figured out, right?
So I could probably do some.
Definitely get some better signal over there.
I just threw my two.
Yeah, don't do that. That breaks them. But anyway, thank you everybody for showing up. Creed, love your questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. And I'm telling this to everybody. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Don't fear the answer, because whether the answer is true or not, it is still an opinion. The opinion may be right, opinion may be wrong. Don't fear that. Okay? Always ask the question. So never fear asking questions in these lives. I don't know everything, but I'll try to answer as best as I can. That's why I have all these other great minds here with me. They are brilliant. Thank you guys for showing up. We lost Ryan again.
Disappearing Ryan is now the
He
new
needs
disappearing
to get
monitor.
his tinfoil on.
Okay, I told it to add him back and it didn't do it. There he is. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. Everybody, thank you so much. Y'all have a great night.
You too. I'll be sure to send you a friend.
do